Um, do you know, I have a favorite quote when it comes to dream. It's from Robert F. Kennedy, and it
Okay.
says, some people see things as they are and say, why? And I dream things as they never were and say, why not? So many people don't dream because it seems too big for them. It seems too, far from reach. But I tell you what, do you play lottery yourself?
The lottery?
Lottery, yeah.
Outside of entrepreneurship, no.
Do you know people who do play lottery?
Of course, all day, every day.
Do you know why they do that?
For that small percentage to win something, to get something without nothing.
Exactly. So it gives hope, and because they dream, they have dreams, and they hope that lottery helps them, those dreams come true. So you see, if we have dreams, we are prepared to invest in our dreams. To invest our time, invest our energy, our money to make it happen.
So to what extent should we invest into our dreams? Because with the lotto, we've seen, even with gambling, you see people just put it all in and they lose their everything. I mean, you're saying, I believe that you should invest. In fact, I say, to be the best, you have to invest. Right. So what exactly, to what extent should we be investing into our dreams?
Well, aside of lottery, I do not recommend anyone to play lottery, but it was a metaphor just to make it tangible. Dreams, pull us to get to invest in them. And even people put money, time, energy, and excitement in lottery. So if you have a dream, you have to put the maximum potential. When we talk about first-class leadership, I'll tell you more about how first-class leaders have made it. They get the utmost out of themselves, their capacity, their money, their energy to make it happen. You follow me?
Yeah.
So that's why the dreams matter. But why many people don't chase their dreams? Fear of failure, limiting beliefs. The number one enemy, I believe, between us and our dreams, our goals, are limiting beliefs. So actually, we make them up, limiting beliefs. I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm poor, I don't have money, I don't have resources, I don't have time. We make up all those excuses. The coaches call them limiting beliefs, not to take action, to hide away from taking action. But let me give you some practical steps for your audience to realize their dreams. So the first one, I do it myself, and I recommend anybody who have dreams to realize them. Write your dream on a piece of paper. Let me show you mine. This is where I put every single day, I write down my dream. When you write down, you make connection with your dream. When connected, you get a feeling. You can imagine how it is, how it would look like. So the first step, write down your dream on paper every day. The second one is the power of imagination. I want you to close your eyes and imagine a red apple. Can you do that? Now imagine that red apple has two wings and is flying in front of you. Can you imagine that?
Mm.
You know why? The power of imagination makes you able to see through the invisibility. See things which are even not real, but you can see them. So imagine you have achieved your dream. Imagine the day on which you are celebrating that you have achieved your dream. It boosts your energy, your motivation. It pulls you through action. So next, ask yourself what I call the GPS questions. Why do I have this dream? What happens when this dream comes true? What does motivate me to achieve this dream? When am I going to realize this dream? So I'll call them GPS questions. And then breaking when you have any question or you want to share something, Billionaire Brown.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm always curious to know, like you mentioned the fear of failure, and you also mentioned limited beliefs. Do you believe that there's a such thing called the fear of success?
Definitely, there is, yeah.
How would you say fear of success works?
Well, you know, a fear of success is, well, I don't believe in fear of success, but I know it does exist. You know, people are fear of failure. What if I can't? What if I lose? What if I can't make it? What if my boss says no to my proposal? You know, we make them up in our head without checking. And fear of success is actually, I see it as an undercover action we make up to hide away from taking action. So we make them up. Some, you know, I don't know if it was Churchill. It was Winston Churchill who said, great part of things we're afraid of never happened. We make them up. You know, without checking anything, we make them up. And in some cases, it's actually an excuse not to do anything. When you say, I can't, full stop, you can't, right? So that's a limiting belief, I can't. It covers you actually somehow. It leaves you to remain in a kind of fake safe haven, not to do anything, to remain where you are. And as long as you keep telling that lie to yourself, you can't. But turn I can't to how can I. You move yourself from passiveness to a creative state. Okay, I know I can't, but I want to do it. I want to make it happen. How can I? Who can help me? What can I do? You know, you became creative. You move from passiveness to a resourceful state. You know, you are, all of a sudden you're going, there you go. Okay, I can do that. Okay, I can do that. I followed that piece of advice my grandma told me. I can read that. I can read that book. I can, you know, reach out to Billionaire Brown. And there you go. You write down so many things that you can do. And an hour ago, you just said you can't, you know? So turn you can't to how can I.
Okay. I like that, man. And I'm also, I know we're going to talk about first-class leadership in a minute, but what you just said, it makes me actually think about asking you this question.
Sure.
I'm thinking a flight, right? And I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but when you say first class, I'm thinking flight. I'm thinking the person who gets the front of the line. I'm thinking the person who gets all the extra perks, that goes the extra mile. And then I'm thinking coach. So let's just use the analogy, whether I'm right or wrong, of first class on a plane and then everybody else is coach. When it comes to leadership, what are some things that separates a bad leader, which would be, let's just say coach, and a first class leader, which let's say would be first class? What are some differences between the two?
Well, you know, there are a lot of leaders and there are a lot of coaches there. And so the breakthrough coach, those who can make a difference, that's actually the coach you need. The coach who help you get the solution, come out of yourself, out of your pure inner desire. That's actually, the coach is done when I can motivate you, when I can bring out, make it visible, tangible for you. What is it? Why do you want this? You make connection to your biggest why. Why do I want what I want? So the coach asks the right coach. I'm a certified coach, so I know my homework. All I do is actually asking the right question. The right question brings you to the answer. You have it inside. I just help you get it out. So talking about leader, I have listed certain qualities all first-class leaders need to get the stars of first-class leadership leaders from me. So as the author of the book First Class Leadership, how highly effective teams can achieve breakthrough results. Breakthrough results. So first class leadership is when the leader inspires, motivates his or her follower, achieve breakthrough results. You know what I mean? It's not about leader themselves only, it's about the whole team. When you are happy, when your follower, your employee is happy, your customer is also happy, your shareholder is also happy. So it's a win-win-win. Everybody wins when first-class leadership principles are implemented.
So is it possible for a leader to lead people without doing themselves? Because the reason why I'm asking, I once heard that the best form of leadership, if you really want to master leadership and become an effective leader, is if you master the art of leading yourself first. But
Definitely.
as you know, and I know, when you first get into a leadership role, sometimes you may only they may give you, or you may find one or two people to lead. And then now that you got these one or two people, you're like, you know what? I'm going to stop doing what got me here. Now I'm going to just focus totally on what they're doing. Is that what a successful leader does on any capacity?
I think you raised a very important thing. Many multinationals have asked me to lead their transformation programs, and I've done it for many big enterprises. And the first thing I tell them, you need to believe in what you're doing. So the transformation has to start inside you. You genuinely has to believe in what we're doing. If you don't, we can't make it. So leadership is never done. Today you're the best. You have to do the same. You have to put the bar even higher to remain the same, to remain the best. Next day, you remember Nokia? You remember BlackBerry? Do you remember Kodak?
I still remember my BlackBerry email.
God, so money wasn't problem. Kodak short before they went down, they had their best financial year ever. So the leaders stopped thinking, stopped being creative, stopped working, stopped investing in their why, the big why, the vision. Why do we do what we do? So leadership is never done. And great leaders, I tell you in a minute, doesn't matter how brilliant you are, if you can't move people, if you can't build highly effective teams, you remain one person. You have to hire people who are better than you in some cases, in some areas, to multiply your results. In that case, you're more than one person. You're a team. You're an organization. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, man. So you already have me sitting on the edge of my chair for this.
Okay, great.
Like, what is first class leadership, man?
So first class
leadership. I know you got a book. Tell us about your book and what we may find in the first class leadership.
So tell me, let me tell you first why I penned this book. I have worked since my 25th. I have advised high-ranked leaders. I have coached them, and I have learned a lot of high-ranked leaders, how to do it, but also how not to do it. And I have been on the field, and I know how it feels, what I'm talking about. So first-class leadership is the genuine belief of the leader that they have to invest in their team members to get the best version of themselves. So it's not only me filling my pocket, but I win when my follower, when my employee wins. And when we both win, our customer wins, our shareholder. So leadership is influence. So that's actually what John Maxwell said. And I believe that's totally true. But I extend that. So the genuine influence, first-class leaders genuinely influence their followers to get the best version of themselves. So everybody grows in first-class leadership philosophy. And what, unlike many other books, everybody has to know what they write and wrong or right. It's not about wrong or right. So I have separated, distinguished qualities from principles from attitudes. When you open many leadership books, it's, they're mixed up in many books. But I do believe you become successful based on the qualities, but you are judged based on the principles you apply. I may be a billionaire, for example, but a terrible guy, nobody likes me, I will be forgotten after a while. But we keep remembering Martin Luther King. We will keep remembering Nelson Mandela. We will remember Angela Merkel, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett. So it's not only, you not only have to meet those qualities, 9 qualities I have listed for first-class leaders, and 7 principles as the principle first-class leaders apply.
What are some of the principles? What are some of those 7 leadership principles?
Reality check. Whenever you put them in whatever situation, the very first thing a first-class leader does, picking their GPS in their mind and their heart. Where am I? Why am I here? Where do I want to be? What is the big why? Again, the big why, the vision. Where am I heading? How can I get there? So reality check. Where am I and how do I get what I want where I get? Integrity. It's one of the highest ranked principle for first-class leaders. Trustworthy. When you don't trust anybody, everything is gone. Why many leaders go down in one go? Trust is something you can acquire little by little, but you can destroy it in a few seconds. So that's another principle. Humility. If you don't know, as a first-class leader, they never pretend they know everything, If they don't know anything, if they don't know something, they say, guys, I need you. Do you have bright ideas? Come to me, please, help. We're sitting in the same boat, so let's make it happen. So how humble was Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Richard Branson. So those are the noble first-class leaders.
Man, that's really big, man. Have you ever heard of, because you believe obviously there's good and there's bad leaders as well, right?
Definitely, for sure.
Have you ever heard of Jim Jones?
I have heard the name, yeah.
Okay. Do you know about the story of Jim Jones, the minister?
No, I don't.
Okay, so Minister Jim Jones, long time ago, he was the pastor who convinced and led people, 918 people, to all kill themselves and commit suicide at the same exact time.
I know.
There's been big debates on, a lot of people want to say he wasn't a great leader. But then you got a whole nother group of people that said he was a great leader, and the qualities to lead people to kill themselves all at the same time in one room, over 900 people to kill themselves. Some say that that's a great sign of leadership. What do you think? What would you say to the person who has great leadership skills, but they're using them for wrong? What would you say to that?
Well, Billionaire Brown, if you influence others, you're a leader. If you greatly influence others, you're a great leader. But we're talking about first-class leadership. So as I said, you book results based on the qualities, but you're judged based on principles. So only first-class leaders get the title of first-class leader, at least for me, who not only meet the qualities, but also the principles. I think it makes sense if we go through some of the qualities. So do you want to hear them?
Of course.
So vision, an incredible vision makes sense. Where the GPS, where am I heading? Why am I going to Washington, for example, or Brazil? Why? What am I going to do? And why do I want to become president? To do what? To change lives. So what? So what is the change how is the change going to look like? So the vision, the incredible vision. And passion. If you don't love what you do in the long run, you will give up. And that's what happens to the majority of people are so close to their success, they give up because they don't really, deep in their heart, their inner desire is not there to make it happen. Focus. The billionaires number 1 and 2, Gates and Buffett, were both odds. I think you know that story. So what is it? What is that one thing that has attributed most to your success? Both separately wrote one word on respective papers.
Focus.
So, focus, exactly. There is a Persian, I'm Persian, there is a Persian expression. They say you can't hold 2 watermelons in one hand. So watermelons nowadays are very small, but I remember, my father used to be a great farmer, at least when it came to watermelons. I remember we had watermelons up to 20 kilos. So that's where it comes from. You can't handle, more things, big issues simultaneously. You have to focus on one. If you're a mobile maker, for example, you can't be that good in cars. So get that to the first stage first, and then focus on something else. And decisiveness, this is one of my favorite ones. Many people are amazed by the rapid, fast-track decision process of first-class leaders. It's not actually that complex math, nor a miracle. They connect with their why. Does this make sense to do, yes or no? They constantly have their why in front of them. This is the reason of my existence. This is why I run this organization. Does this decision contribute to the mission, yes or no? If it doesn't, I think you have heard that. If it's not a hell of yeah, it's a no.
Yep.
So
let me think about it. Yeah. Yes means yes, and everything else means no. Yes, we've heard of it.
Exactly. You just said communication. That's a big asset for great leaders to, it's not about what you say, but how you say it and what you do when you say something. It creates fire in the bellies of your followers when they see your passion, your inner desire, that you really truly believe in what you're saying. So communication, another one. Inspiration. When everybody is about giving up, they look at you whether you're going to quit. They need someone who's confident, who instills hope and creates a bright future for them if they don't give up and continue. And another favorite of mine, building highly effective teams. If you can't convince others, join you, build together with you, you will be left alone. So you can't become big. You're a great leader, but you remain one person. And Bill McDermott, the CEO of SAP?
Mm-mm.
That was one of his favorite ones. He said, I liked it. He said, people and organizations can forgive you for many things, but if you don't have authenticity and a great strategy, they won't forgive you. You know, you may be a great communicator, you may have great team, you may be, a good decision maker, but you don't have the roadmap. If you don't know how to get there, if you don't have a sound strategy, you will end up bankrupted, as Kodak did, for example, as Nokia, from I think 40. Yeah, exactly. So sound strategy. So those are the qualities you need, but you're still not there as a first-class leader. If you even have those qualities, you still have to meet the principles. That's why I call Barack Obama a first-class leader. I call Angela Merkel a first-class leader, but I don't call many other leaders who have got so far, but they don't meet the first-class.
So who first-class leader? Who would you put, but outside of yourself, who's the number one greatest first-class leader ever, and why?
Elon Musk.
Ooh, that's the second one on the show. Okay, Elon Musk. Why is Elon Musk such a first class? You would put him in the category of a first class leader.
Aside of I like him as a person, but that's not the reason. He literally meets all principles and all qualities I have listed. There were more than enough days on which everybody was about quitting. And he took those brave decisions to save Tesla. The guy, the journalist said, I like that, Max something, I don't know the surname. He has profiled Elon Musk a few times. His greatest asset, that's what he said, is that he can take that, he has got the ability to take this big dream and make other people believe that it's true. So he has come so far, an immigrant from South Africa, and he not only on his own, of course he has had help, but he has had a great strategy. He has had a sound making vision, and man, his passion, I love his passion. So that's pure inner desire. Whatever he touches, almost whatever he touches, he transforms the industry, PayPal transformed the payment, the online payment, and electric vehicles. Tesla transformed electric vehicles, and space technology, he transformed that. So whatever this man, this genius, touches, it transforms the industry. But there are many great leaders, other great leaders. Martin Luther King is another idol of mine. Nelson Mandela is another one. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates.
Let's go back to Steve Jobs. You said Steve Jobs, that's the second time you mentioned him in the interview, but you also said in your either qualities or principles, you was talking about it's not just what you say, it's also how you say it. Now, Definitely. Steve Jobs is on record for not knowing how to say, he knows what to say, but it's on record that he doesn't always know how to say it. Sometimes they say he's too aggressive, or he's, he doesn't filter what he has to say. What do you feel, what do you think about that?
Steve Jobs was one of the greatest qualities of Steve Jobs, as I have seen that, has been his decisiveness. When he wanted to decide something, he did it with all his passion for what he did. At school, if you pass a certain grade, you can go to the next level, right? You create 10 for one, you create 6 for other, but you get enough scores to go to the next level. The same applies for Steve Jobs, for Angela Merkel, for Elon Musk, for Bill Gates. They do not score all the same on the principles as well as the qualities, but they have enough scores to get to first class level.
That's really, really good, Hamid. I think that's actually the greatest thing that I've heard all of 2017, man. You explained that really good. Hey,
fantastic.
That was good, man. That was really good. Let me ask you this. So I know you're a doctor, you're a breakthrough coach. What type of, typically when you talk to coaches, there's like this, everybody contacts them, but there's usually a common thread of type of people who contact your type of coaching. What common thread of people typically contact Hamid for breakthrough coaching?
Those who know me know that I only coach people who have motivation 8 or higher, 8 out of 10. Do you know why? Because I am prepared to offer money back guarantee. That is one. I'm doing my job with all my passion, with all my energy. That's also my investment. I don't want to invest in people who don't make it, who don't have the desire, the passion to make it. So senior managers, high rank leaders, executives are the clients who come to me. But they also help budding entrepreneurs who can use a little help to get started.
That's really cool, man. If you had to choose one person, let's say you was put in an environment, you have none of your resources you currently have right now, none of them. I'm talking about family, clients, computer, nothing. But you had to build something, and all you had 2 people to choose from. One, you had somebody that had a whole bunch of money. They inherited it like an heir. They just inherited a whole bunch of money. They got all the money in the world. And the other person, you have a whole bunch of ambition. Obviously, the person with the money, you can get all the resources. You can create a whole bunch of stuff. But on the other side, you have a person with a gang of ambition. They don't have no money, though. They just have ambition. So you got money and you got ambition. Which one are you working with?
Well, I think you can guess it in one go. I go for ambition. And
why ambition?
The reason is very simple. You know, money has never been the only or the most important source of inspiration or breakthrough results. As I said, Nokia didn't have any problem with money. BlackBerry, Blockbuster, and Kodak, they didn't have any troubles. They didn't have vision. They didn't have courage. They didn't have passion. They didn't have the right resources. They didn't have the leadership qualities to make it to the level Apple has made, Amazon has made. You know, when you look at, for example, Elon Musk, what Elon Musk has done, was he richest guy? No. He was an immigrant, came to America and had, I think, $2,000. He couldn't, he couldn't take a shower at home. He showered at gym, I guess. You know, Steve Jobs went, I think, a few kilometers, a few miles. You know, he collected bottles, Coca-Cola bottles, to get a few cents to be able to pay one warm meal. Look how far Steve Jobs has got. Look how far Tony Robbins has got. He was, I think he had $22 in one day and he spent it all.
Uh-huh.
You know that story?
He gave it to a kid or something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because he lived the principle he genuinely believes in. You know, back to the story, the guy or girl with ambition is creative, is passionate, is unlimited. We have unlimited resources when we recruit them. When you have money, you become passive, you know? You can become passive. So do you know why Bill Gates doesn't leave his wealth for their kids? They want Bill and Melinda Gates, they want their kids.
Yeah.
They're gonna, I think 85% of their wealth, or 95, I'm not sure
that's
about.
Like 90, I know Buffett is 99%.
You know, there you go. Because they want their kids to stand up for themselves, to find themselves, to navigate themselves through their dreams. There are enough examples of people who have been born with all money they could have ever wished, and they have messed up. They have suicided. They haven't had a brilliant life. There are enough examples.
Now, do you follow sports at all?
I do. Champions League sometimes.
Okay. What are some, a lot of people tend to use sports as an analogy, a great analogy for leadership.
I do too.
What are some sports analogies you can apply to, that we can apply to our lives and leadership that we lead, even though we're not athletes?
Well, do you know Guardiola? Do you follow soccer?
A little bit here in World Series, yeah. I mean, not World Series. What is it? World Cup, yeah.
Yeah. So the European Championship. I think that's the hottest championship in the world. So the European Championship. Guardiola, the Portuguese guy. What is his name? Alex Ferguson. Yeah, you have heard the name, I think.
Mm-hmm, sure.
And Luis Enrique Martinez and Pep Guardiola. I said that. Gee, I just need that one name, the Portuguese guy who leads Manchester United right now. What is his name? That's such a shame, because almost every club he has taken has become champion. It says something about the quality of this leader. He is the one who can create fire in the bellies of his players to get the best version of themselves. The guy who says, I'm the only one, I'm the special one. What is his name? Mourinho. Jose Mourinho. Yeah. He is one of my idols when it comes to leadership qualities. Let's be clear on that. I'm not talking about leadership principles, but leadership qualities. Many people don't like him. I do like him. What do we expect from a manager? What do we expect from a player playing well? It's a bonus if you have Lionel Messi, who's got a nice character, but also a champion. But we have also Cristiano Ronaldo. He has fantastic qualities. He has also fantastic leadership qualities. But not, some people don't like him. I do like him because he does what he is made for. He is made for playing football, and he plays football at the absolute top level. So that's what he is made for.
So let's keep it on sports for a second. I'm not sure if you follow football, National Football League, but one of the greatest football franchises is the New England Patriots. And I'm really big on edification, right? In a leadership role, I'm really big on edification, making sure that, you include everybody who was part of it. It's not just any of us that make us who we are, right? There's a team of people that help us, right? Definitely. But the one thing I noticed at the Super Bowl when they won this past year, I'm a Giants fan, so I didn't want to see them win, but you got to love winners, man. You got to love them. Like exactly. The first thing that each of them said, Hamid, was another person. Before they took their recognition themselves, they said, if you go back and look at it, they said, I just want to thank the coaching staff, or I just want to thank the fans. Sometimes they forgot to even thank themselves. Like, what do you think about the power of they call it edification? What do you feel about that?
Well, I think that's many people are generous and are fair enough to give the credit where it's due. I do the same, and that's actually being honest, being fair, being humble, and being thankful for people who have supported you. The coach, what I just said, Mourinho, he makes you champion. He has made many clubs champion, many clubs which even couldn't dream becoming champion. Of course, you have to be thankful for that. And without you know, the supporters instill hope when they say, go, we love you, we're here for you, and go for it, you can make it. It gives energy. It's extra, you know, fuel, extra pure energy for you. Of course, you have to be thankful for that. And as I said, credit should go where it's due. And many people do that. And that's actually what great leaders, how often have you heard great leaders, first-class leaders use I? They often use we, our organizations, our boys, our girls, our men, you know? They do not often use I. And because they know without people around them, they're only one single person. Does it make sense?
Absolutely, man. That's really good. What's the, we're avid readers here. What's the greatest, outside of your book, what's a couple great books, one or two great books we should read?
Power of Now. Definitely you should read. Have you read that?
I've read it, yes. Okay,
great. So 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teams, that's a good one too. Unlimited Power with Tony Robbins. But my favorite one is The Power of Now. No is all you have.
That's really good, man. Really good. Well, let's see. Have you ever been to a Tony Robbins seminar or event?
No, not yet, but I'm a fan of Tony Robbins since I'm 20. So I know him very well from his publications, from his, you know, motivational speeches.
Is Donald Trump a great leader?
I'm sorry. Well, Donald Trump, you know.
Well, let me say this properly. Is President Donald Trump a great leader?
You know, President Donald Trump has definitely first-class leadership qualities, but I have a kind of issue with principles. You know, when it comes to the principles we just went through, reality check, integrity, humility, cooperation, transparency, authenticity, responsibility. So those are the principles I think first-class leaders apply. Definitely, I do respect Donald Trump for, you know, making the impossible possible. Nobody, including myself, not many expected him to become president. You know, I don't agree. Actually, I disagree with many things Donald Trump says, but I do give him the credit that he has made the impossible possible. So let's be fair. But when it comes to first-class leadership principles, you know, we have a debate. So I would give the title, you know, without hesitation to Barack Obama, to Angela Merkel, you know, to Martin Luther King. There is no question.
Awesome.
But absolutely.
And where can we, the first-class leadership, where can we pick this up at?
Well, if you go to, it's going to come out in June this year.
Okay.
So Blackheart Books is the publisher. If you go to www.firstclassleadershipbook.com and sign up, you get informed about the development of around the book, but you also can get an ebook to realize your dreams. So the ebook will be free of charge.
So you said the F word, and we like free. So we get something for free. My mom always told me, like, if it's free, then it's for me, right? So that's what we share with our viewers. So what you're basically saying is the book is coming out in June, but you can go to firstclassleadershipbook.com. You can get connected there, and you can also get a free thing there as well. Right now until June, correct?
Free ebook before June. You can get the free ebook.
Okay.
I think in April it's ready. So it's going to be a step-by-step book, small book, I think 25 pages, to realize your dream. So from raw dreams to baby steps.
Okay. And how long have you been in business for?
20 years.
What was the worst? Well, what was the dumbest business move that you've made?
Putting all my money in stocks. That's actually one of your questions. How far can you go? Yeah, I remember I put all I had in stocks, and it didn't turn well.
Sweet. And what did you do? What did you do to bounce back? Like, we're really big on bouncing back, right? Failures, roadblocks, all that happened to everybody, even the Elon Musk, the Warren Buffetts. They happen all the time to everybody. The question is, they say, well, if you fall down 7 times, get up 8. But if you really want to go to the next level, it's not just you're going to get up 8 times. What can separate you from another leader for an opportunity or whatever is how long does it take you to bounce back? Because you fall down 7 times, it takes you 5 years to get up. We can't really give that a round of applause. But if you get hit 7 times and it takes you like a day or 2 days, 3 days to bounce back, then that's something to be commended. What do you use to bounce back?
Well, reconnecting with myself, my true self, my inner desire, my passion, the why. Why am I on this planet? So that's actually my biggest motivator. Do you want to hear
why
my
are
dream?
you here? Yeah, Steve Jobs says he calls it the ding in the universe, right? What is the ding that Hamid is going to put in the universe?
I'm going to do something, not alone, but I'm going to collect people, great leaders, first-class leaders, and we're going to create peace in Middle East by 2025.
And how are we going to do that?
By coaching. In 8 years, I am on the level to coach the presidents. So, and I have got friends at first class level. So I am sure together we can make it happen. We need presidents to make it happen. And I have the tools, the abilities, the techniques to get first-class leaders so far to make peace, to create peace in the Middle East, together with the presidents.
When you do sit down with the president, what is one thing for sure that you must discuss?
Well, the president has now the ability, the capability to create a safe environment for their grandchildren. They may create it because they are on power. They may create a great environment for their children, but they're not sure they can do it the same for their grandchildren. So, for example, Netanyahu has now the power to create a safe environment for his grandchildren. He can do something to give the best present ever to his grandchildren. So I will connect with their inner fire. What is it? I do believe that, the great names on power, they want peace. Many of them want peace. They are just captured by limiting beliefs because it hasn't happened for 2,000 years. They think many people have tried it. So why should I? It doesn't happen. You remember I said, I can't. When you say it doesn't happen, it's not going to happen. When you say I can't, you're not going to do anything. So I'm going to move them from I can to how can I? What can you do, Netanyahu, to create peace? What are you prepared to do to create peace? How dear is that to you? How much do you care about your grandchildren? Do you want them a peaceful life, or do you want them to live in hostility environment?
And that's really cool, man. We wish you the best of success with that. You got to show them something. Yeah, show them something that they can't see themselves, man. And when you do that, that's going to be pretty amazing. And I know we're winding down here, but I also wanted to make sure that I find out, are you on social media?
I do.
Okay, where can we connect with you on social media?
Well, I'm on Facebook and not that active on Twitter, but also on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I have 2 pages, First Class Leadership and Emotion Academy. So if your audience connect with me on those pages, they daily will see inspiring, positive coaching tips in their newsfeed every day.
Awesome.
And all you need to do is follow those pages. And I also have a gift for your followers. As a part of my social responsibility, as a part of my mission statement, I want to create a great world full of great leaders. I want to contribute making great leaders to make a great world. For a great world, we need great leaders. So I give away 5 coaching sessions, breakthrough sessions every month. I need one good damn reason. Why should I give you 1 hour breakthrough coaching for free? And first in, first served. One condition, you have motivation 8 or higher. Otherwise, don't come to me. I don't have time.
All right. And how do you want us to contact you in regards to that?
If you go to emotionacademy.com, and the first page you go down and you see, yes, I want 1 hour free coaching. So you need to motivate why I should give you that 1 hour free coaching. And there is a form, your contact form, you fill in and you tell your story. It doesn't have to be long. So give me only one reason. Why should I help you?
Awesome. And the way they'll get the free, just throw in Coffee and Business Show, and you'll know that they came from here. All right.
Definitely.
So as we get out of here, last question.
Sure.
This is a social media question. I stole it from the Business Sirius XM radio show, and I ask every successful person that comes here on the show. So here it is. If you had to eliminate one from its existence, which one would it be? And we're talking about it never was, it's not right now, and it never can be. The one that we want, we need you to eliminate one, Hamid. Facebook, YouTube, or Facebook, YouTube, or Google. Which one of those 3 will you eliminate from all of its existence?
Oh, gee, that's...
and we want to know why.
That's a very tough one. I think I owe Google a lot, so Google is very dear to me. And I don't have that much with YouTube. So yeah, and I think Facebook is, is people. So we're all there. I was actually very late with Facebook. I only had I'm actually 2 months active on Facebook due to my book, but I'm very blessed that I'm on Facebook. It's go viral, the following, and it's fantastic. So I would eliminate. I'm not actually eliminated, but if I had to choose, I would choose YouTube.
All right, that's super awesome, man. Well, Hamid, do you have anything that you would like to share? I have a tendency when I get excited to cut our guest off, or maybe sometimes I forget a question because I'm so deep into the conversation. Is there anything that maybe you were like, I wish you would have asked me that, or I was going to say that, but he didn't let me finish? Now is the time where you could share that with us.
Yeah, of course. I don't know how much time we have. I really...
Go for it.
Yeah, the dreams, please, I posted a post, an article on my website, emotionacademy.com. Don't let your dream die before it's born. So please give room, respect your dreams. Please dare to dream. And I share a few strategies to realize your dream. You get 1 hour free coaching from me, so that's one. But what you can do on your own, reality check. If you have a dream, check where you are and what you need to do to get where you want to be. Set mini goals. I have, business leaders have come to me who have 10 years goals. Fabulous, fantastic. And I said, John, for example, That's in 10 years. What are you going to do in 2 years? What are you going to do in 6 months? What are you going to do next month? You know, what are you going to do next week? So when you set the power of mini goals is that you break down to things. You have no excuses not to do them, you know? For example, if the action is calling your, for example, best friend for advice, that's very simply done, right? You can't get away from that. So next week, so mini goals, set mini goals. That's magic. Find a role model. Almost everything what you want to do has someone done it before you. Colonel Saunders, you know? Do you know his story?
Oh, yeah.
How he built the empire KFC?
Mm-hmm.
Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, Jerry Roberts, you know, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Angela Merkel, you know? Find a role model. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There is always someone, unless it's peace in Middle East. That's what I'm going to do. You know, and copy what they have done. Associate with winners. You know, we become like people we associate with. That's why winners are attracted to winners. Billionaires are attracted to billionaires, successful people. So surround yourself with winners to become a winner. And share your dream. You know what the magic happens when you share your dream? You create commitment. People ask you about that. So you feel ashamed when you haven't done anything, you know? Share with your best friends who are naturally supportive. Share with constructive people who can who can help you polish your dream. Have you thought about that? How would it feel if you do this? You know, they can help you, utilize your dream. Be careful with toxic people. They have always a problem for every solution. In the beginning, be careful with toxic people. And what else do we have? Be aware of limiting beliefs. As I said, turn I can't to how can I. Do you have evidence that you can? Who has told you you're not good enough? You know, we make them up in our mind. And don't think too much. Take baby steps. And the last one, perhaps the most powerful one, never, ever feel too big for your boots. When you need support, ask for support. Get a coach. That's the fast track. Get a qualified coach. You know, 2-3 sessions, you're there. Many of my clients have 2-3 sessions, 6 sessions, 1 session, they're done, you know? So it's magic when you trust people, when you can hire people you trust. They can show you the blind spots. They can show you the way much better than you could have ever imagined. Ask for support whenever you need. So, and that's actually the last one. Don't let your dream die.
Man, the more that you keep saying, replace I can't with how can I, it
Exactly.
resonates. Like you said it earlier, and it sounded like one of those cliche things, but I think I'm going to post that on my social media, and I'm going to, give you, Hamid, I'll put your name in there. But
Thank
that's
you.
really, really big, man, because how can I, right? I can't. Everything can be done. Sometimes I ask myself that if my computer breaks down, or if I don't have time to go to the Apple store to get it fixed, I don't just say, oh, man, I can't fix it. I got to go to the Apple store. What I do is kind of like what you're saying is like, what can I do? If man made this and I'm man, maybe I could figure this out on my own.
Fantastic.
And sure enough, after like a minute or 2 minutes, I figure it out in most cases. But I couldn't word it. You could stay up all night and not word it so simply the way that you just did. So I'm going to definitely post that on my social media. I think it's something everybody should definitely take heed to. Don't replace it. He's not saying get rid of it completely. He's saying, I can't. Next time you say I can't, replace it. Substitute it with
exactly.
How can I? And start getting your mind thinking. Start getting your mind moving. Thank you so much, Hamid.
Thank you too. My pleasure.
How do I say your last name? Safaei?
You know, I told my boy, I have a son of 3.5 years. I said, I will make sure that everybody is going to pronounce your name well. Safaei is my name.
Safaei.
Safaei, yes.
Safaei. Hamid Safaei, thank you so much for being here on the Coffee and Business Show. And till next time, guys, peace in the Middle East.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure.
You got it.
Hey, Ma! I'm on TV!